So it's our top story this morning. We've been talking about it. It's this new experiment that's revealed children are being exposed to harmful content within minutes of creating a social media account. So the Big Tech's Little Victims campaign conducted what they called an algorithm experiment, where they adopted 4 fictional teenager personas based on typical 13-year-old girls and boys in the UK.
Well, the former Eastenders actress Natalie Cassidy took part in that experiment. She witnessed it from soup to nuts, and she was shown firsthand the inappropriate content that was visible to young teens. And she's now backing calls for a ban on social media use for under 16s. And she's here now. Of all the vile stuff that you saw, what was the worst?
Richard, all of it was horrendous. It really was. The girl stuff, you kind of know. I've got 2 daughters. I've got a 9-year-old and a 15-year-old. Right. So I'm aware of the inspiration, the dieting stuff, self-harm.
Extreme diets.
Extreme diets, all of those things. But I haven't got a boy. So to watch the boy stuff was so shocking. I was experiencing things like, you know, a big guy shouting down the lens saying you need to go into a room, you need to be respected, people should feel frightened of you, you know, and this is coming up within minutes.
What was worse, the violent content or the sexual content?
Both.
OK.
Both, genuinely.
So just in case people don't know, there's a lot of people watching that might not have a social media account and they might have set it up. Might have never set one up.
Yes.
Know. So what do you put in that, for instance, describes yourself as a typical 13-year-old?
Absolutely.
Talk us through what it is that triggers it.
So you get your account open, go onto Snapchat, like to create an account, right? Right. And then you put in your birth, you know, your date of birth.
Right, so that gives the age.
So that's the age, 13. So that goes in. And then a few little things will come up, interests. Right. So for this experiment, for the boy, gaming, football, activities.
So far, so harmless?
Nothing else.
And for the girls, it was things like
beauty, fashion, music.
Things that girls would have, that they assumed girls would be interested in.
Absolutely.
And actually, to be honest, if you ask most girls, they would be.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
And boys too.
So we're 30 seconds in.
Yeah.
You've had that quick exchange.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, so far so good. Where does it start to fall apart?
Well, as soon as you see something flash up, for instance, that's a knife, and someone is saying, a voiceover saying, you're not cool unless you have a knife with writing on the back. You need to find the right knife.
That just comes unbidden.
Yes.
You haven't asked for that? You've
no,
not typed in
nothing.
Or
It's not about searching. It's not about liking something that's violent and then that comes up. That comes up.
Without being asked for?
Absolutely.
Jeez. So you click on that and then you start to see the kind of thing that you've been describing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for a 13-year-old, I don't know about you, but I can be on my phone and I can be scrolling. And for me, they're very intelligent with my algorithm. They'll come up with a black and white picture of a little girl holding a mum's hand and it's you haven't got long. And that affects me. I have to come off of it because it'll upset me. Yeah. So I'm 42 years of age. How can we expect a 13-year-old to be able to handle this material that they're seeing?
And I imagine as well, OK, so, yes, you're right, I get a lot of things which are certainly not glamorous, thankfully not the violence that you're talking about that come to me unbidden. But I'm assuming that's because I set up my social media a long time ago in tech terms.
Yes.
If I put in those things now, who knows what would be hitting me?
I completely agree with you, Kate, because I'm the same. I get food or funny things, and I think it is about the time that we're in.
But the point is the algorithm is recognising that this is a 13-year-old and is quite cold-bloodedly and cynically thinking, right, I'm going to get them on these things, which I know they'll be fascinated by.
I completely agree. And the other shocking thing for me that I've thought about overnight, with the boys and the girls and the material I was seeing, there was almost a very dark narrative. It all sort of went together. Right. Does that make sense?
What do you mean what it does?
So in terms of the girls' stuff was very much the sexualisation to what you need to be for your man. Right. And then the boys' stuff was you need to be a certain way for your girl.
Dovetailed.
So it all went together and it was very dark to me.
Some people might argue that the longer... I mean, this is obviously horrific and we've got to change it. But some people might argue that the way these things are set up and the way the algorithm is, the more you use it, the more you then change the algorithm. So, for instance, if the girl was sort of rejecting this and putting in things about cooking, it might be different. But we shouldn't be asking 13, 14, 15-year-olds to teach an algorithm.
Exactly. So when I went home after watching this material, I said to my Eliza, who's 15, I said, Eliza, I'm very, very worried here. Are you seeing this stuff that I've seen today? Because I feel like a bad parent. I feel naive and I feel angry.
What did she say?
She said, oh, I'm not seeing that, Mum, because I don't like that. But the other thing is, are they scrolling through and is it just so normal to them?
They're not even thinking about it.
Well, you know, we all look back on our teen years and there's a lot of stuff we didn't tell our parents.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, which but today we're on a different level.
Yeah.
What I think a lot of people, and we've seen this from Nick Dixon's report on site at a school in Kent, what is really shocking is how quickly this material pops up.
Yes.
I mean, I assumed, my kids are way beyond that age group now, I don't have to worry about them, but I would have assumed as a parent that it would take quite a lot of effort for them to get access to the kind of sites that you're talking about. Maybe minutes, hours, they really have to chase it. There'd be firewalls, and
Yes.
there'd be defence systems to stop them
Yes.
doing it. There's not.
There isn't.
It's there and it comes at them.
It does. It
Like
comes
a bullet
up.
out of a gate.
I mean, for this experiment, I watched 5 minutes of material from each account created, and that had been put together, you know.
Sure.
But I can't explain to you the stuff that I'd seen.
On air at this time of the day.
And also, your film, as I've seen, getting my makeup done this morning, you're not even showing it. You don't want to show it at 8:15 in the morning. And there are children at home now, before breakfast, watching it.
Yep.
So how is it right?
So what do we do as parents?
I think as parents, it's a battle. And I think as parents and mothers and fathers, we feel guilty and worried. And for me, I had Eliza in tears saying, I'm the only one who hasn't got it, Mummy. Please let me have it. And that went on for a while and I gave in. I did not want to give that to her when she was 13.
So if there was a blanket ban in the same way as they've done in Australia,
Yes.
where you didn't, as a parent,
It's
you
that-
didn't
it's
take
like-
the rap. You said, no, it's the law.
It's the law.
Darling.
It's the law.
You can't have it till you're 16.
And everyone's doing the same
you'd
thing.
back that, would you?
Absolutely.
You think we should do that now?
Absolutely. No, I don't know what we're waiting for.
Time to stop talking.
I don't know what we're waiting for.
There are arguments that kids can find their way round these things, because remember, there was a time when you had to be, people were under 13 doing things that were 13 blocked.
Of course.
And actually, by going round it, they're more exposed than if it's legal and parental. What would you say to that?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because if they do have a phone, if they can't access the material on these algorithms, it's not harmful to them. It's them watching this content, scrolling these videos, which are so harmful. Their brains are not developed.
No.
You know, our brains aren't developed to 21. It's ridiculous that they can see this stuff. And I think for all parents and for anybody, it would just be a peace of mind for us.
Until we sort out how we deal with this problem. I mean, once we've got it straight, once we're able to protect our kids, if they have phones from accessing this material, well, then it's fine. They can have the phones. But you're saying until we do that, it's a blanket response.
It's about banning the social
Ban the phone
media.
now until we've dealt with it.
Yeah, the social media.
OK.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Well,
Thanks,
previously, thank you, Natalie.
That's all right,
Previously,
thank
tech
you.
companies have said they take action on harmful content when they find it, and they invest heavily in safety tools and moderation to protect young users. But we know that that isn't always the case. It certainly isn't the case. And actually, technically, the algorithm develops itself. It's out of control, isn't it?
Great to talk to you.
And
Thanks a lot
you.
for coming in.
No, thank you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see
having
Thank you,
me.
Natalie.
Yeah, that's
Thank
great.
you.